Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the SportsHub Podcast, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics, Plaza Lincoln, and Plaza Cadillac. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Today we are on with South Lake High School Volleyball. We got Coach Tom Wagenhauser on with us and Emily Caldwell. Thank you both for coming on to our program.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to talking to you guys. Got a hot start to the season. You're off to a 4-2 start, so things are looking pretty good for you overall in 2025 to start the season off. Coach, talk a little bit about your team's efforts so far.
We basically started off the season and did a little bit of goal setting at the beginning of the season because we were close to about 50% last year, and that was one of the goals that I had asked the girls. I said, what do we want to strive for? And that was a big goal of theirs, is they wanted to be above that 50% mark. And as part of that, we've kind of set some goals both on our serving percentage, our serve-receive percentage, our attack and kill ratios. So we really sat down and tried to set those goals to make sure that we were trying to achieve that greater than 50%.
Yeah, and that you're hitting those goals early on in the season here. Emily, you're off to a great start, 42 kill shots so far. You're one of the leaders as far as that goes, and you're one of the leaders of the team, too. You come into your senior year. Talk a little bit about the start of the season for the team.
I would say the start of the season, it was just right off the bat, we really connected well as girls. There was no drama. There's really not any infighting or anything like that. We're all connecting really well together. A bunch of the time we see each other in school, so we're always saying hi, talking to each other in between classes, things like that. I think we've really grown together as friends and as teammates as the season has started to progress. So
yeah, we've got a great feature coming out on Emily as well in this month's magazine. So make sure to go in and take a look at that. We got a great feature that we did on her. She mentions the camaraderie that surrounds this team. Talk a little bit about that. Seems like the team's gelling early on.
Yeah, that was kind of a key point that we wanted early in the season, is that we really focused on the team dynamic as a whole. One of the things that I actually had expressed when I was offered an opportunity to come back, and then also had some other opportunities presented to me to coach elsewhere. The reason I decided to come back to South Lake really was for the girls and their personalities and the way that they mesh well. I knew that they had very limited amount of drama, and they really did get along well. So you don't always find that with every high school that's out there that's in the sports realms. Sometimes you've got a lot of very individualistic personalities, but this one is a team that really works as a team, and they work as a whole unit. So one of the mottos that we always talk about is talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. And we are heavy believers in that. We really want the team to work together, and so we worked hard in the beginning to make sure that team dynamic was there.
You also had a great start against Edgewater High School. So you guys are gelling early on, and then you're going to get to the meat of the schedule as well. You got games against East Ridge coming up, the Villages. I think later on you have Montverde that you're playing later this year as well. How exciting is the schedule for you all as well?
I think it's really, really exciting for us. I think it's exciting for us to be able to show our talent. And I have a lot of other friends that are on a bunch of other teams as well, so it's exciting to see them throughout the school season because I play with them in club season, so that's really exciting. I'm just really, really excited that we get the opportunity to play a bunch more games this year, especially it being our senior season and everything like that. But I'm just really, really excited. Yeah,
and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch you continue with your senior year as well, because you've been so much fun to watch the last couple of years, and you've got a lot of plans in place as well for your future, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But I also wanted to talk about, you mentioned club season. A lot of people who might not follow volleyball all season long don't understand it's kind of a year-round thing, especially with club season. Talk a little bit about the club stuff, and you coach club as well, Coach.
Yeah, actually, I own Voltage Volleyball. It's another club here in Lake County, and what's really amazing about it is The part of the reason that I started Voltage was just because I saw a need to bring together girls that are interested in playing volleyball and have an opportunity to play, but also make it affordable. And what's been really amazing is we went from 3 teams, and now this year we're going to be at 14 teams. We're going to have 2 boys teams, which is awesome, because I really am excited about the opportunity to bring boys volleyball to Lake County. It's kind of a limited scope right now, but I'm hoping to expand that and even try to get some of the high schools involved. You see it a lot more in Orange County. But the club volleyball does really allow the girls to have that opportunity to play at a higher level and work towards goals that they have to maybe make it to the JV team or varsity team. And so that club gives them those opportunities to continue to work on that sport. So the season usually runs from November to about June. And so it doesn't conflict with the high school season, but definitely helps prepare them for that next level of play.
So between club season and the high school season, what's the biggest difference for people out there that might not understand what the difference is? Because there are some differences, but between the club season, let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, in high school season, we only have like 2, maybe 3 games a week. During club season, we go to about 10 to 14 tournaments every year, and we'll play 3 to 4 games a day instead. Your team dynamic on a club team is definitely like more, you guys trust each other a lot more. You have more time to bond than you would in a high school season, so everything in high school season is just really smushed together, trying to cram everything in like in the 3 months that they have, versus in club season, you have so much more time to really like connect with your setters or connect with your passers, or get to know the team's strengths and weaknesses and really hone in and improve those skills throughout the, how is it long, like 7-month season? Yeah. And then,
you're with high school, you're about 2 weeks of practices before you start your first game. And in club, at least you get at least probably
months.
A couple months approximately before you start that first tournament. And then you've got, maybe 1 or 2 weeks in between a tournament to practice together, to keep working on those things. So as she was saying, you get that tighter bond. Plus, you're playing with girls of closer age.
Yep.
So where high school, you may have everything from freshman to a senior on a team. In club, you're typically going to be based on age. So like a 15U, 16U, 17U, 18U is going to be all girls that'll be pretty much around that same age group that are playing together. So,
what's been your favorite memory so far at South Lake High School? I'm sure there's many to choose from.
I can't remember what year it was. I think it was my freshman year. I was the only freshman on the team, but a lot of the team just made me feel very, very welcome, and I'll always remember that. But this maybe wasn't so much for me, but for all of those girls that were on that team, they hadn't beat East Ridge in like 2 years. And then my freshman year, we finally beat them. When we beat them, it took us 5 sets, but we did it, and we beat them. And maybe I wasn't there for like the not winning, like so much for the rivalry part, but just feeling the energy that night and the team camaraderie and just feeling like, oh my goodness, what's another word for energy? just feeling the energy in that room. It was unbelievable.
Felt on top of the world when you were able to go out there.
Of course, as soon as we won that game, it was like, oh my goodness.
And now being a captain of the team, and now you're one of the upperclassmen, how is that dynamic as well? Now you get to teach kind of the younger class, and the freshmen are having a great season so far for you.
Yeah, for sure they are, for sure. I really feel like I took on the role of being that leader, being that captain. Helping out whenever I can, teaching a little bit whenever I can, just, uplifting, trying to shake out any of the nerves that they have, because I remember my freshman year, I was really, really nervous most of the season. So I just, trying to explain to them, you know how to play volleyball. It's just volleyball. There's nothing different, You just maybe have a few more people watching you. But other than that, it's just, when it comes down to it, it is just you're playing volleyball and you love the sport. So just, go out on the court and do what you love. Well,
you love the sport of volleyball, but you also love a lot of other things as well. When you're not playing volleyball, what do you like to do?
I definitely like to spend most of my time out on the lake. I live right next to Lake Mineola, and I have a boat, so my family and my friends were always out on the lake, tubing, just playing in the water. I really like to read, so I read a whole bunch. Whenever I'm not stuck inside doing my homework, I will probably just sit outside with a book, read for hours on end.
Don't forget your robotics.
Oh, that's right. I am on a robotics team. So three nights a week I have robotics practice with my team, and I don't know if you know much about robotics. Every year a new game comes out, and we have to build a robot that will complete the challenge and part of the game, and then we go to tournaments. We compete against other teams to try and just score as many points as we can, get on that scoreboard, that leaderboard.
Yeah.
I don't do any of the building or the driving or anything like that. I just write the notebook, and that's such like a important aspect of the whole robotics team, because you cannot win a single award, or you could win 2 other awards, and those are only skill-based awards. But any of the other awards, you're going to need the notebook for. Mm-hmm. And so then all I do is I document everything that's happened during the season. I document the building processes. I document our team dynamic. I document any challenges we have faced, how we overcame them, things like that. And I've definitely improved a whole bunch from last year, because going into our first tournament last year, our notebook was only right about 60 pages long, and it is currently like 220 pages long right now.
How did you get into robotics?
Oh my goodness. My first year of robotics I was in 5th grade, and I joined it because my best friends were doing it, and I was like, all right, well, if my friends are doing it, I want to do it. And that's when I really found the love and the passion for it. I did robotics 5th grade to 8th grade with this relatively the same team. Those girls were like my best friends throughout, elementary school and middle school. And then after 8th grade, that was kind of like the transitioning point, going from middle school robotics to high school robotics. It's a different game. It's different parts. When you're on the younger elementary, middle school side, you build with plastic pieces. But as soon as you get to that high school level, you start building with metal pieces. So it goes from being VEX IQ to VEX VRC, which is what I compete in now. And I just really wasn't ready for that jump. All of my friends, we were going to different high schools. I was kind of like, the team is leaving. I don't really want to continue with robotics. There was no robotics at my school. I was just kind of like, so many factors played into it that it wasn't going to work out unless I went and made my own team. So I didn't do it my freshman year or my sophomore year. But then my junior year, my brother had joined a home team, and he was like, we need a notebook writer. And I was like, you know what? I actually do really miss the whole robotics atmosphere. So let me try it out. And I did, and I fell in love with it again. And so I wrote the notebook the entire year that year, and we ended up at our regional competition, which qualified us for the world competition. We ended up winning the Excellence Award, which is the highest award you can win. That means you were all around the best team there at the competition. And to win that at the regional competition, that was crazy for us. That was so, so great. And so after that, I decided to come back and just finish it out my senior year. I know, sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No, this is great. So fascinating. I'm fascinated with the robotics.
Thank you. I decided to finish it out my senior year, because these guys on the team, I'm the only girl on the team. So it's me and then 4 other guys. But these guys have grown to become some of my best friends. And, I just want to enjoy my senior year with them. I want to make it back to states, and I want to qualify for Worlds again with them. And I want to actually be able to go to Worlds this year. I wasn't able to go because of testing and all that stuff. But I'm really, really excited to see how the season plays out. You've
got a lot of girls on the team with some high GPAs as well, Coach. Academics very important as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We established that from the very beginning, that is an important factor to be on the team, is that we want them to maintain that GPA. And really, that kind of a work ethic in the classroom translates to a work ethic on the court. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I've noticed, is that the ones that have the higher achieving GPAs typically are going to have the higher achievement on the court as well, because they have that work ethic.
And you have a great work ethic, not just on the court, but off the court. And you want to go to college for something unique
yes.
As well. Talk a little bit about what you're interested in.
So I want to be a forensic pathologist one day, or a medical examiner. I haven't decided yet. But to do that, I would need to get an undergrad in either forensic science or biomedical sciences or pre-med, one of those 3. And then I would need to go to med school for 4 years. And then after I do med school, I would need a 3-year internship, and then a 1-year fellowship, and then I would need to take this super huge exam. And then after that, I would be technically like deemed a forensic pathologist. So after high school,
how did you get into that? Like, how did you decide you wanted to do that?
Well, blood and gore has never bothered me whatsoever. So any kind of horror movies like that, any like true crime, it's always like I'm super duper into that kind of stuff. Really, the books that I read, they're all like science fiction. They're all about aliens. They're all about like Armageddon and the end of the world, all those kinds of things, like zombies and things like that. So it's really, really brought me into like that science part of that field, I guess you could say. And then I just like started researching different what's it called? I guess jobs in that field. And then like I personally don't think I could handle the pressure of having someone's like life in my hands. So that really kind of crossed out the whole like doctor aspect for me. I wanted to be a doctor for years. But then as soon as I found out what forensic pathology was, I was like, that is actually really, really cool. And I started to research it more and more and more. And the more I did, the more I fell in love with it. And I started to, watch documentaries, and there's this show I think called like Bones or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I watched it like a while ago, so that was really fascinating to me. But
for those that don't know what forensic pathology is, what is it exactly?
I would perform autopsies.
I see. Well, that's a highly unique kind of a major that you're looking into. So that's going to be fun to see what becomes of that. And along with your season as well, as far as the season goes, you guys obviously are in a difficult district with Lake Minneola and Horizon in your district. What are the goals for 2025, Coach?
Really, just to give. Well, like I said, we kind of sat down as a team and set some goals, but we wanted to achieve that higher than 50% by the end of the year. We did a balanced schedule, so we really wanted to have some tough games throughout the season. So, we still want to strive for that excellence. Honestly, I want to make the season a good experience for the girls, especially our seniors. We have 7 seniors this year, so I want to make it a good experience, but I also want them to work hard and leave the year not disappointed that they didn't put everything out there on the court. So even if win or lose, how we do in regionals, how we do in districts, all of that, all I'm really looking for is that those girls give their 110% on the court, that they give full effort, and they don't feel like they're disappointed with how they played.
What's it been like being coached by Coach Wagenhauser as well? Because he came in, I think, midway through your career at South Lake High School. So what has that dynamic been like? So
he came in my junior year. It was his first year coaching. And I mean, of course, I was a little skeptical about being a new coach and everything. He doesn't work at South Lake like how our old coach did. But the skepticism drove away very quickly as soon as I found out he knew what he was talking about. He's been a volleyball coach for how many years?
9 years now.
9 years. So he has a lot of knowledge. He's able to help me out with a lot of technical things, as well as bringing together the team dynamic. That was just it was very, very needed in the moment, bringing together the team dynamic. The team wasn't really, I guess my freshman and sophomore year, yes, we were close together, but we weren't really gelling together. We weren't really connecting very well. So junior year, I feel like, he made us realize that this is it. This is who your team's gonna be. So you're gonna need to get along with them. So he really helped with gelling together with the team. And then again, like I said, with the technical stuff, he really knew what he was talking about. And whether that was in serving, hitting, serve receive, anything like that.
Emily's a heck of a leader, not just on the court, but with her words as well. I can see why she's one of the captains on these teams. We'll be talking to another one in just a moment. But what's it been like to coach her the last couple of years, Coach?
Oh, fantastic. She's extremely coachable, which is one of the things that I look for. And then she works hard. And that you really can't ask for much more than that. That's one thing that I always look for in any player that I'm going to coach is I want that athleticism and I want the coachability. The rest that we can work with, right? Yeah. If they're not coachable and they're not willing to, they think they already know everything that they need to know, That makes it a little bit more challenging. And, I'm always still learning. So I always tell them it's a journey together. But the thing is that there are systems that I know and systems that have worked for me. And I also run my team by the numbers because numbers don't lie. So when you have the stats to back it up and you can determine who's hitting best off of who from a setter or hitter percentage, who's got the better serving percentages, who's got the better serve-receive rating. Those things don't lie. So even if I feel impartial towards one person to another, those numbers can always tell me the truth. So I coach a lot by that as well. And that's what we try to do is we try to strive to put the best team on the court with the best numbers. And
analytics are a big part of that, and we'll talk about that in our second segment. Emily, thank you so much for coming on to our program. We appreciate you. All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll have more with South Lake High School volleyball.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub talking with South Lake High School volleyball. We are joined today by Ellie Ortiz along with Coach Tom Wagenhauser. Ellie, thanks for coming on to our program.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. Your team is off to a great start this year. You started 4-2. South Lake's doing really good. By the time this comes out, hopefully you're 5-2. You play against Leesbury High School tonight. Talk a little bit about the early season and the dynamics of your team so far, Ellie.
We did really good our preseason, honestly. Usually the preseason is like one of the worst games we play in the year because you're not gelled well. Like you did only have like a couple of weeks of practice before your first game. So we gelled really well. It was really shocking to see how well we connected our first game and how high our energy was our first game. So it was definitely nice to see how well we connected right off the bat. So.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really the players have really gelled well together to start the season. Talk a little bit about Ellie and what she brings to the program.
Well, Ellie's a great player. She's very dynamic on the court, but she's also a lot of positive energy. So she's always trying to hype her fellow teammates up and keep them in the game. And that's one of the reasons that she was made a captain this year. It's just because of that constant positivity.
Where do you get your positive energy from? It just flows out from you.
My family's like the same way. I mean, my family's a sports-bound family. Like, we all do the same. So, yeah, we all grew up very connected, very happy, always playing games outside. So I would say mostly that.
Well, you started playing outside, and then now you play an indoor sport. How did you get into the sport of volleyball?
My mom kind of just signed me up after seeing somebody at her job who just walked in with a volleyball shirt, and she's like, "Oh, do you coach?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, I'd like to sign my daughter up." So I started off with soccer, and then, I started volleyball. I didn't really like it, and now it's just a love for me. I love volleyball so much. So
yeah, and you play like all over the place as well. Usually some players focus on a specific position where you're kind of a utility player. It's kind of like softball where you can play all over the field. Well, you play all over the court. What makes her such a versatile player, Coach?
That's a great question. So it's a lot of times you do have that specialty where somebody is hyper-focused on one particular position and they excel at that one position, but they may struggle in other areas. One thing that I noticed about Ellie when she came onto the team is that she really focused on just being able to be good all around. Mm-hmm. So she is able to pass the ball. She's able to serve consistently. She's able to play as a pin hitter, both outside and right side. If I need to throw her at middle, she's played middle before for club ball. Last year she was a middle. She's been able to, like I said, step up on those pin positions and play both outside and right side. Even, with our game against Lake Mineola, I said, hey, I need somebody that can block. I need somebody that I can trust can block against very aggressive outside hitters. And so we were putting Ellie as a right side because I knew that I could trust her to be that blocker. And she did have some successful blocks. She also had some good kills against them as well. So it's one of those players that not always can you put into a dynamic position or a dynamic role, but she's really been able to step up and be successful at anything that I've thrown at her.
Which is great. And, you think about some of these shots that some of these girls are hitting and trying to jump in front of those shots. I wouldn't want to do it, but you do it all the time. How do you get kind of adjust? I mean, I guess you play all year long because you have the club ball season as well. What's that like when a girl is just about to spike it right in your head?
I would say, like, obviously in the beginning it's a little scary, but just kind of being hungry for the ball, it doesn't really affect you when you're in play. When you really want a point, or say like you're going against Mineola with girls who are definitely going either D1, D2, D3, higher level volleyball girls, if you really want to win it, it's not going to scare you. I mean, your hands are there for a reason. So I don't know. I think it was just more of like, if you really want the point, you're not going to get worried, especially when you're first starting. It definitely is scary and nerve-wracking to see girls swinging like a million miles per hour at your face, but you definitely ease up to it.
Yeah, I see some of these girls, of course, during the high school season. You're like, wow, some of these shots. You see it all the time because you're in club season and you do all these things. But as far as club season, who do you play for?
I play for WPVC.
Okay. How did you get involved with club as well? Is that something that just came naturally that you were going to progress into club season?
Yes.
Stuff?
I started off my middle school year homeschooled, so I didn't really have a school to play for volleyball. So I started off volleyball in club, and then that kind of just progressed, and then I was like, I guess I'll try out. I went to high school, so I tried out and then made the team. So
what's been your best memory with your high school team so far?
Definitely, it has to be this year. I mean, we're so gelled together this year, and I think that this bond that we have this year has been a bond that I haven't had in a while. So it's definitely it's really refreshing to have a bond with your whole team, not just certain girls. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's so important too, because these younger girls look up to the seniors. You see, I said you have 7 seniors on the team this season, and when you think about the girls that are going to be coming through the next couple of years, that's very important, Coach, to let them see something like that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, it was one of the reasons that I wanted to continue coaching for Southlake is just the team dynamic, the personality of the girls that are there. It doesn't seem like they're really, in it for just themselves. They're really trying to build that camaraderie. And we do some drills early on that is some drills that I would say create some adversity that they have to fight through together to be successful in the drill. And that helps in that building that team camaraderie. So it's been an important aspect, especially if they have that, the rest on the court becomes very natural and very easy.
Ellie, we heard from Emily earlier, and we obviously heard she wants to become a forensic pathologist. Do you have any idea what you want to study in college?
Yeah, my mom took psychology and her college year, and I like the study of the brain. And like when she told me that, I was like, she's like, well, you would like it. But then I'm taking psychology right now, and it's so interesting. And I told my mom, I went home, I think after the first week of taking the class, I was like, I love this class so much. Like I've never paid so much attention in the class so much. Like it's so interesting to learn about the brain and why people do what they do. So I do think that that's something that I want to create a goal for. To study.
What interests you so much about that?
It's just interesting to see how people, like introverts and extroverts, how they become that way, and what makes their brain do that, and what creates memories and like what loses memories. Like it's just interesting. And so, all around.
Coach, you got a bunch of doctors on the future doctors on the team this year.
I certainly hope so. We need them. So yeah, it's been it's pretty interesting. I actually said the other day, like if my somehow mysteriously got murdered, I definitely want Emily to be the one to research it. And now knowing about the psychology, if I definitely have dementia later in life, I definitely would want Ellie to be the one to work and try to help me out. So yeah, great girls, great personalities, and great goals for them.
What's been one of the biggest things that Coach Tom Wagenhauser has taught to you? I mean, he came into you during your junior year, and then you had a coach before that, of course, as well. But he came in your junior year. What's the biggest thing you've learned the last 2 years from Coach?
Well, first, I do think he believed in me so much, and it just helped my confidence a lot. Like, anytime I would mess up, he would always just, like, hold my hand and be like, you got it. So I do think that my confidence definitely went up with him as my coach, for sure. Just skill-wise, like, literally anything. Like, I mean, he'll tell me anything, and I'll just be like, okay, well, let me put that in my brain and then do it and apply it to, whatever it is that I have to do. I've never really played right side before, so playing right side was definitely interesting. But him believing in me definitely helped my confidence playing it, and I think I did pretty good. So
yeah.
I think that was definitely a factor.
You're doing a great job so far this season. So is the rest of the team. I mean, the entire team. These are just two of just the entire team that makes up South Lake High School. But you're off to a great start in 2025. What's it like to be a player like her on the team and just be able to play in all these different positions?
It's definitely a benefit to the team because, again, when you get into that specialty, you've got players that maybe are specifically more of on the setter side, or libero or DS. And so when, you have somebody that one is able to play at a higher level, but also is dynamic in her role and be able to be coached and said, hey, I need you in this role, and she's like, yep, I got it, I'm willing to do it, and not give pushback. That's a huge factor for me as a coach is when, if you've got somebody that's kind of ingrained and they're like, no, I played this specific role in club all year, and now you're asking me to do something different, and they tend to give a little pushback on that. She has not done that. She has been, and she's like, wherever you need me, I just want to play, and I want to achieve at that high level.
And you've achieved at a very high level as well. And you think about what you've been able to accomplish, your entire team has been able to accomplish, and the goal for this year is to finish with that winning record as well. I think that's definitely attainable for you guys this year with the way that you're playing as well. Out of all of it, what is your favorite memory on the volleyball court? There are so many memories to choose from, and whether it's club, whether it's with your girls, what is your favorite memory?
I would say during a play, I remember this one. It was last year. I looked, Emily, I think it was me, one of me and Emily did something, and we just looked at each other and we just screamed at each other out of excitement. And ever since then, like, our connection on the court has just been like, anytime we get a point, even now, she's always the first person I look at, and we just share our excitement for a play that whenever we do good, it's just always like the energy, definitely. And especially this year, the energy on the court is 10 times better than it was last year, and I thought the energy last year was pretty good. So I would definitely say our energy on the court, and like those little moments of when anybody does anything good, those like rush of adrenaline is definitely got to be one of like top 3.
Now, what's that like to play with Emily and just have that kind of a bond and close bond that you both have, because you're both captains of the team? It's
really good. I mean, my freshman year, I was on JV, and she was my big sister because she was on varsity. So she was my big sister. So I do think that throughout the 4 years, our bond has definitely grown more and more, which is bittersweet now that we're seniors. But we're definitely, me and Emily we definitely gel, just us two alone. Like, I would say that's one of my best friends on the court. So it's very nice to play with her.
It's great to see these lifelong friendships develop on the team as well, Coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, that's kind of that team dynamic one. But, one of the things she had mentioned is the Big Sister, and that's a program that we continue on, is where those varsity players become a big sister to a JV player, and they build that bond as well. They get a closeness and somebody that they can start talking to. So it's been important. Like I said, we want that dynamic to continue to grow, not only this year, but throughout every year that this team is playing together. And we're going to lose 7 seniors. So it's going to be, one, I'll probably be tearful evening for me because, losing 7 seniors that I have invested my time in over the last couple of years. I've come and watched them at their club games and stuff like that. But also just the bonds that we've all built. And so I can only imagine those lifelong bonds that they've had in school, not only just the bond that I've had with them over the last couple of years. So it's interesting. Like she said, it's kind of sad to think about that it's their senior year and this will be the last time that they all get to play together. But at the same time, this is a memory that will last forever.
Yeah, you're sharing memories that'll last forever. What does it feel like to come into your senior year now?
It's sad, I would definitely say, but I'm happy that we've come so far. But I'm glad that I'm spending the senior year with the girls that I'm spending with right now. So it's definitely bittersweet because I've grown up with them these 4 years. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely sad, but I'm happy I'm with the people that I'm with and with the coach that I have and my environment.
That's fantastic. That's and that just feels good to hear that as well. It's great to see South Lake High School having a good year and looking forward to what you guys get going on. We're going to take one final break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll wrap up next.
Drive home your new Lincoln during our summer invitation event. Enjoy 0% for 48 months and 2 years free maintenance on our large selection of 25 Corsair, Nautilus, and Aviator. Or take $5,000 off remaining 24 Nautilus. Stop in today to see the all-new 25 Navigator, completely redesigned with our most luxurious interior ever, featuring a 48-inch curved display and 24-way massaging seats. Plaza Lincoln in Leesburg, across from the airport. Our drive to be the best starts with you.
Hey everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub. We're going to wrap things up here with South Lake High School. Coach, you got a really exciting tournament that you guys are going to be playing in coming up.
Yeah, so it's the Buffalo Stampede tournament out at the Villages Charter. It's coming up on Friday and Saturday. Really excited. The first day we have 3 matches. And then based on how we do on that first day, we'll have bracket play the second day and have a couple matches on them. So kind of a tournament style, very similar to club season, but we actually get to participate in a tournament as a high school team, which is pretty exciting.
That's always exciting because you get the district tournament every single year, but it's fun to do in-season tournaments. We've seen the NBA doing that and a couple of other organizations working in-season tournaments in. So that must be exciting for you, Ellie.
Yeah, it is really exciting. It's like a little sneak peek as to, my last club season or our last club season as well. I'm very excited, honestly, because you don't really ever get to play club with the girls that you play for high school with. So it's interesting, and I'm excited to see how we do this weekend.
We're gonna see how you guys do this weekend, and that's very exciting. And of course, good luck with the rest of your season as well.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on to Sports Hub. We're going to wrap things up here today. I want to thank our partners here at the Sports Hub, Plaza Lincoln and Plaza Cadillac, along with UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola, and we'll see you on the next edition.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.